All right, it's the next day since we saw. Wait, no, I was moving there. All right, so it's the next day since we saw Hardcore Henry, me and Dennison. We dropped him off, so it's just me by myself here doing a review, quick one. We were lucky enough to get premiere tickets to go see it. I know it comes out in 3 days, so it gives me a little bit of a jump to tell you guys whether or not you should go watch it or not. Which it's a little hard. I don't know. Everybody has a preference when it comes to movies, and this one is really preference driven because like the movie has a like very critical cons, but it obviously has very critical pros. So it's all a choice based decision on whether or not you want to watch the movie. Now, I'll just start off with a pro because I don't want to be super negative, but the movie is like really cool with the point of view and everything. Like the cinematography for it is awesome. I mean, it's the whole selling point of the movie. So if that was bad, then the movie would have been fucking shit, and there would have been no point in watching the movie to begin with. But yeah, the cinematography was cool. The only thing, the only problem I had with the cinematography is that it really like demands a lot from you to pay attention, and it causes like super big headaches. I mean, some people maybe don't get that, and I don't really get motion sickness either. If you're motion sickness or faint of heart, by the way, this is not. Don't watch this fucking movie. It will make you throw up. I seen people move. I saw people leave the theater. I saw about 20-25 people leave the theater. Like they left. Some people left the theater as soon as the first action scenes happened, and there was blood everywhere because the movie does not pull any strings. It's just stab, 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 rip, kill, right off rip. There's no like pause or breaks. I mean, there's little pause and breaks. That's where some of the character dialogue comes in, the little that there is, but it's not. It's like 70% just cut open, shot in the face, thrown into a fan, hands ripped off, fingers ripped off, chest ripped open. I mean, those are just some of the few things that happened in that movie. But I mean, other than the cinematography and the action being really cool, the downside for that is it gets really repetitive kind of fast, even though it kind of sounds like impossible when you think about all the different scenarios Henry's putting in the movie. But there's times where you're watching it and then you're like, oh, that this is so cool. Like for example, there's the you seen in the trailer the scene where he's on the car, on the motorcycle, and he jumps in the car and he throws a grenade in the car in the van, and it blows up and he lands back on the motorcycle. That whole scene is really cool, but it's not those things that are repetitive. It's after like each action scene's glitter is gone, it's basically kind of a little bit of the same thing of him just killing. I mean, I didn't mind. I thought the movie was fucking. It's a roller coaster. I don't even consider it a movie. I consider it like some fucking crazy experience because, I mean, it barely qualifies as a movie. The plot is super generic. The characters are generic. It's badass hero main character, damsel in distress that he needs to save, and a crazy villain that is basically in his way, and a bunch of bloodshed on the way there. It's almost like a Call of Duty plot where it almost is Call of Duty, like another Call of Duty, the way it is. And you just start at A, then you go to B, then you stop at B, you get a cutscene, then you go to C, then you stop at C, you get a cutscene, and you go to D. It's just straight on action, cutscenes, action scenes, cutscenes. It's just like a video game, basically. I mean, they captured that well because it's, I guess, point of view, so they wanted to go for a first-person shooter type of deal, which is really cool. I guess the only saving grace for that movie when it comes to it being super generic is the fact that they have the character Jimmy, which I believe is played by, I don't think it's played by Tim Roth. I'm not 100% sure. I know Tim Roth is in the movie, but Jimmy's a really cool character and probably the only recognizable face in that whole movie other than Tim Roth, unless he is Tim Roth, which, fuck it, you know. Well, I'm sure somewhere I'll put the name for the character, for the actor for Jimmy, and who Tim Roth is and all that. But Jimmy is really funny and really cool, and probably the only thing that moves the story forward, which is the same thing as a video game where you have like a cool character that moves stuff forward. The humor, everything, all his jokes, everything. If he wasn't in the movie would not be something I'd be suggesting people to watch. Like Jimmy and the cinematography, the only reasons why this movie should be seen. It should even be recommended. So thank God that character's in there. There's so many just cool parts with him, and I just love the character. So the main point is if I had to summarize it all, the movie is overkill with everything, not for the faint of heart, but really cool. It's really cool action scenes filled in with, some filler action with a cool character named Jimmy. And the resolution is what you would expect. No spoilers, obviously. Meh. I mean, it was a good movie. I'm not putting it down. I enjoy it, and if they made a sequel, I'd watch it again. I'm probably going to go watch it a second time with some friends because, they didn't get to see it, so I'm going to go watch it with them. I'm going to get their opinion on it. Maybe add their opinion in on a vlog, each one of them, 10 seconds of telling you how they feel. I mean, I'm sure some people are not going to like the movie, but some people love the movie. I mean, I did a quick search on Hardcore Henry and seeing who got the reviews for it through so far and how it looks. And it got an 85 on Rotten Tomatoes. Some guy on the top search in Google was like, it could be the Star Wars of our generation, which I find it hard to believe, but I guess it's because, the first trilogy wasn't that great, so I guess maybe the first Hardcore Henry doesn't have to be that great, but the next 5 could be okay, or 3 of them could be good, and 3 of them can be shit, or I don't know what the fuck the guy was talking about. I thought the movie was average at best. I don't think it's going to be next Star Wars. I mean, maybe it's just because I had a huge headache, and it took away from the experience. Hopefully I go watch it again, and I have something I don't eat as much. My father had a bunch of popcorn. He felt like throwing up. And he watches Eli Roth movies, old gory movies. He's seen it all. He's no chicken when it comes to this. It's just whenever the character flips or falls on a fucking building, you're looking at it through his eyes. He has a GoPro on, so you're fucking flipping in the air, and then when you land, he's like, and then he starts running immediately, and then the fucking guy crashes into him, and you're fucking flipping for like a whole good 10 minutes. Explosions everywhere. Some guy, you look to the side and it's all wobbly, and this dude's fucking hand is getting ripped off in front of you, and you're like, oh shit! And it's just not. It's a lot. It's a fucking lot. It should be called Overkill Henry. It's fucking ridiculous. But I mean, I don't have a rating system for it, so I guess I'll just say whether or not, for now, for any movies I watch, if you should go watch it, or if you shouldn't go watch it. I think if you're into that, I'm into it. If you're into action, overkill, explosions, cool, interesting ways to film a movie type shit, watch it. Definitely go watch the movie. I mean, it's good in that sense. If you're really, really one of those people who like go to fucking every single movie and you want to be a critic and you want to, explore the plot for movies that obviously don't have plot, and you're trying to dig into something that isn't there to sound sophisticated, don't go. It's not your deal. I'm not trying to sound fucking conceited. It's just that's how it is. It's not one of those type of movies. You're not going to get nothing from it other than maybe the cinematography was cool. Maybe. And maybe you'll have a headache and then you'll hate it. But yeah, if you like things exploding and people's hands getting ripped off, go watch the movie. 3 out of 10. No, wait, no, Jesus, no. 7 out of 10. That's the closest I'll come to a rating right now. 7 out of 10. Solid C.